Hey guys, welcome back to Building Southlake. So I know I didn't upload anything last week. I only uploaded one video, and that was because I was busy moving and getting everything finally set up in the new apartment, which I will be doing a apartment tour sometime in the next couple weeks once we kind of get everything finalized in the apartment, kind of organized and all that good stuff. So I'm all finally moved in, and today we're actually going to work on a new building. You can see it right in front of us here. And actually a pretty good looking building so far, and it's not even halfway done. You can kind of see the final concept here. So what's going to happen is this side is done. We come over to this side. We can see this side's going to be all glass, kind of the idea. Over here in the middle, it's going to turn back, and then it's going to come back. So it's going to be kind of like a U shape. Okay, so it's going to come forward again, and we're basically going to have the exact same design that we had over here, but over on this side. So it's kind of going to be a symmetrical style building, if you get what I'm saying. The materials that we are using, just in case you are curious, I'm using white hardened clay, sandstone, quartz stairs, sandstone stairs, dark oak wood fences, potion of swiftness, potion of leaping, smooth sandstone, quartz slabs, and quartz blocks. And so there's a lot of stuff going on, and blue glass to not even finish it off. We'll replace the smooth sandstone. I don't think we need that right now or at all anyways. So I think we're going to be good. Yeah, so like I said, I've been busy moving into my current and new apartment for the past week and two. Just trying to get everything set up and running. I've been having some issues with my recording software. And things that, you know, when you move, you feel like you know everything and how it's supposed to be set up. But there's always like a curveball being thrown at you when you least expect it. You're like, oh, okay, so I know how to set this all up. I took pictures just to remember how I set everything up with my mic and all that good stuff. And then when I tried to plug it in, found out it wasn't working. So it's really just a big, you know, it was a handful of work, you know, so it took a while to get everything up and going. But now everything's up and going. My voice should not sound any different. I actually had to get a new mixer for my computer, which I'm actually really happy with because it's like almost half the size of my old one. And this one is actually a USB mixer, which if you guys don't know what these are, basically I have a XLR microphone, so it's not USB. And the way it works is I plug my microphone into this mixer, which then sends it to the computer. And you're supposed to get a better sounding file and audio from it from XLR. USB is more for your convenience, you know, like it's great for, you know, plugging it in and ready to go. XLR, you know, you get better sound, but it does come with, you know, you need other things to make it work. I want to make this one lower, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think that will look pretty good. So I'm going to keep that. So that's pretty much like the concept of it. So I have a XLR microphone, not a USB, but I finally have a USB mixer, which makes things a lot easier to record. Because of my old mixer, how it was set up, I had to actually use my other computer to record audio. So I had one computer recording audio while the other was actually recording the gameplay and all that. And then I transferred over the files once they were done. Now I can actually do everything on one computer. The USB mixer makes things so much easier. It's amazing how much easier it is. And also will make things easier for live streaming and making things more consistent. Because that was also one of the other problems was that my mic, you know, my main mic was on another computer. It made it kind of hard to have the same voice when it came to live streaming that I would usually have on recordings. So this is hopefully going to fix that as well. And I do want to do some live streaming. Also, one game I've been thinking about playing for you guys is, in recording, is Lego World. So if you guys want me to make a series on that, please let me know, because I do have the game. Thank you to Warner Brothers for giving me a copy on the Xbox 360, or Xbox One, not 360. I haven't really played too much of it yet. I kind of lost interest, I think, a while ago when it was still in early access on PC, because I played it, you know, it was kind of cool. I think I even made one house in it that I uploaded to the channel. But after that, I kind of lost my interest in it because there wasn't too much to really do. But from what I've seen, I kind of started playing it for like maybe 15 minutes the other day, and it kind of seems interesting. So it kind of feels more like Galacticraft to an extent to where, you know, once you're done with one world, you go over to this new world, you know, doing accomplishments and stuff like that. So it seems to be something similar to Galacticraft from the Minecraft mods, just in Lego worlds. And the great thing about Legos is the fact that there's so much you can really do. There's a lot of stuff in the game. You can do building aspects and stuff like that. But one of the things that I did kind of miss from the game was, so with Minecraft, You know, like, yes, there is creative and you can do all that, but there also is a survival component to the game. So if you do want to build something for survival, for example, a house, you actually have a use for it. But in Lego Worlds, it's more of you're building it just to build it. It doesn't really have a purpose per se. So that's one of the things I think I lost interest in it was I wish it did have that survival component to it a little bit. That way, if I am building something for somebody or for you guys on YouTube, you know, you guys will know that you can actually use it in a, you know, in the actual game itself and not just in creative. Now, again, I can still do that because a lot of my houses that I make in Minecraft are made for creative as well. But there is kind of a different aspect to it if you get what I'm saying there. It's not that I don't want to do it, and I will probably start doing tutorials and stuff like that in that game at some point once I get used to it and figuring it out. Because it is a very... It's a very interesting game, let's say that, because the controls are kind of interesting, and how you play is kind of interesting as well, but it's different. It's not like in a bad, different way. It's kind of a unique way of doing things, so it should be interesting to see what I can actually come up with in that game. So if you do want to see me play that game of Lego Worlds, please let me know. I can either record it on PC, or I can record it on consoles. It actually doesn't matter at this point. I can kind of pick and choose which ones I want to do. So that's actually one of the good things about having a copy on both. I'm not sure if you can transfer worlds or anything like that from, you know, Xbox One to, you know, the PC. Not sure how well that's going to work or if it even works at all. That's going to be more something that we figure out as we go. Alright, so what I'm thinking is, so this is going to be lower, right? So I think that looks pretty good. And what I want to have on top here is maybe keep this open. Over here on the left side, it's going to be just as tall as the one over on the right. But maybe in the middle we add trees and stuff like that to kind of make it look a little bit more appealing to like people who would work here, because it does look like an office building if you look at it from a distance. So if we come back here, you can see that it definitely looks like a office building, not apartment. That one over there looks like an apartment. This one looks like office buildings. But I still like the design of it. At first, I was going to make the entire design of it sandstone, but I didn't like how it looked. Sandstone in this texture pack, it looks okay, just doesn't look great. So one of the things I want to try to do is make things look brighter and kind of more realistic to a sense. Sandstone, you know, it's great for like foundations and stuff like that, but for other things like, you know, making the entire building sandstone, I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, I know I did it right up here, but I did mix in other things with it. I just don't like the texture out of all things. I don't like how brick looking it looks. I wish it kind of looked a little bit different. I'm not sure what that would be per se. It's not my style when it comes to building. It's not my favorite material to use. I'll say that. So let's take our potion of leaping. That makes us go up faster with building. And let's now add all this fun stuff. Yeah, so this building actually is taking some inspiration from the Astronaut community server, so thank you to them for a lot of their awesome designs. You can learn so much from them. I haven't been on PC Minecraft in a while, so what I did was I kind of looked at one of their designs and kind of ran with it with my own. So I really kind of used them for inspiration, then made it my own design, if you get what I'm saying. So a big shout out to them for, you know, really helping me you know, make these new designs that maybe I would have never thought of before, and then trying to make them different so they're not exact copies or anything like that, because I don't like exactly copying anybody. So usually what I'll do is I will get inspiration from something, and then I will actually try to modify it to make it my own, and that's exactly what I did here. The building itself is completely different shape. Only one portion of the building takes inspiration, actually, and that's just the front archway right here. That's the only thing that I actually took from them when it came to design purposes. Other than that, the rest of the building is all my original design so far. Not sure what I'm going to make it do, or, you know, what all I want to do with it yet. There's still so much to try to figure out, guys. I mean, if you know, I like to plan ahead when it comes to my builds and what kind of things I want to have near that, you know, certain area. And I think so far we're doing pretty well with this new road concept where we have, you know, kind of a main street, big open road, kind of like a highway per se on the ground here. So I think it's going to work pretty well with everything else. One of the only other things I still want to figure out is the whole metro system right here, because I would like it to eventually go underground and come in between the highways. I feel like that'd be a really cool design, but in order to do that, I would actually need to expand out the road itself and kind of split the distance between the two intersecting lanes, if you will. So there's quite a bit of work to be done, so I might have to do that after this building. We'll have to wait and to see how exactly that's going to work. There's still so much to try to figure out, and so little time. So again, sorry I did not upload much last week or the week before that. So I think a lot of you guys know that I'm not consistently uploading Southlake. It's not because I don't want to. There's just so much going on right now, and you know, I'm trying to focus on some of my other channels as well. And I think Southlake, I'm still having fun with it by, you know, it's still one of my favorite series to do. I don't really get bored of Southlake just because of the fact that there's always something new to do. But there are weeks and there are days where I just go, you know, I don't know what to build. I'm not sure what I want to work on. And those are usually the weeks you're not going to see me uploading Southlake, because I'm starting to run out of ideas to an extent when it comes to how I want things to be laid out. But at the same time, I'm also trying to come up with new ideas that I can also make the city into what I want it to be. So there's still so much to be figured out, and I think we're going to nail it when it's all done. It's just a matter of time and trying to get to that point of, you know, really nailing it to make it, you know, the perfect design, you know. So I think we're looking pretty good there. Now we need to turn it back forward to meet up. So we should have a gap here. Perfect. So I did line those up just correctly. All right, so that's good. We have our 7-foot gap. What we'll do is we will take the stair here. Perfect. So what we need is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this one should be on the second to last one from the corner. Yep. So then we would need to turn it back the other way. So we need to have one more stair here. Oh, come on. There we go. And then we need to turn it to come back. And I think what we're going to do is I'm not going to make this entire building, you know, going from the current road that we're on all the way to the very back with where this is. I think that would just make the building too big. So what I think I'm going to do is add parking lots and stuff like that back here. That way it kind of feels more realistic. I'm not adding huge looking buildings that look like they're too big for their area. And that way we can actually utilize some of that space. And I think it could look pretty good if we do it correctly. The keyword there is doing it correctly. I'll just have to figure out, you know, how exactly I want to do that. You know, how big do I want the parking lots to be? Do I want them to, you know, look kind of run down? There's a lot of questions to ask here, guys. So if you ever want to build your own city, you know, there's a lot of planning to be done. So I think we're looking pretty good. So I think we might call it quits for this part. So I'm going to try to get up the other side over on the left. I'm going to try to replicate this over there. And try to maybe work on this next part as well. We can figure out, you know, what other designs we want to do with this crazy looking building. But so far, I'm really liking it. I think it's a great looking building, and I'm excited to see how it turns out when it's all done. Because also, I like that it's not a skyscraper per se. I mean, it's only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 floors tall. So it's not a skyscraper by any means, but, you know, those floors are kind of separated by 5-foot, you know, block gaps. So they're pretty big differences in floor height, but I think it still looks pretty good. So bye-bye, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. If you want to go watch another series I have on the channel, go watch Space Astronomy, which is a very unique series, I think, because it's just like Galacticraft, if you've ever heard of that, a Minecraft mod. Just kind of taken to the next level. It's a very, you know, there's all 9 planets you can actually go explore. So it's very, very interesting. And one of the other things that makes it unique in the series is the fact that I am utilizing creative with survival as well. So it's kind of a mix of the two. So if you want to go see how that works, definitely go check out that series. So thank you for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you guys on next week for the next part. So bye-bye.